fool. We commanding the block. Burgundy and gold got the city on lock. Hustling plays, ain't no need to pretend. DC reppin' strong and we fight to the end. Commanders moving, no breaks, no pause. Hands in the dirt, respecting the call. KDot and the myth, dissect the grind. District divider with a city in mind. Join the damn squad, don't miss a bit. And you gotta spread the word, so shit is shit. KDot.
Welcome everyone to District Divided at DC Sports Podcast. More specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. I am Amit. That is KDot. And this episode, it is the All-22 review of our road victory against the Los Angeles Chargers, 27-10. KDot has gone through the film. He's looked at the offense. He's looked at the defense, maybe even special teams. I don't know. We'll find out. And then we got our side piece report where, of course, we have chosen a couple teams we like around the NFL, and it ends up turning into a conversation around the Baltimore Ravens and what's going on over there more often than not. And we got the comment mailbag, as we always do. Before we begin this episode, if you could please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment, as you always do, and KDot.
I've been awake for 48 hours. And I'm in a very white Airbnb, and there are white people outside in golf carts making me disturbed. Share this shit.
Share this shit. And without further ado, we will get into the episode and the All-22 review featuring our very own KDot.
It's the All-22 review on District Divided. Bitches!
Once again, the Washington Commanders beat the Los Angeles Chargers on the road 27-10. The Chargers got off to a 10-0 lead pretty early, and then right after that, 27 unanswered points the rest of the way. And so KDot, of course, went through the film with not his 50 screens, not his 60, but his 70. And he's been up for 48 hours as well, so this is all he's been doing, right? And so now we're going to go ahead and throw it over to him to begin with the Commanders' offense. Yes?
It was one screen. One screen. All right. We're getting through this shit today. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, we won the game. Okay. We won the game. It's not me harping on a bunch of criticism like I usually do week after week. Now, there's going to be things that I like, things that I don't like. We're just going to run down the list. Okay. I got no order for you. We're just going to run down the list. All right. That work?
That works great. Go for it.
Of course. I mean, we say no order, but we know who is chief primary number one, the guy that we do need to concern ourselves with, the guy who made his triumphant return and got that victory. JD5, the, what do we call it? The Grin Reaper.
The Grin Reaper. Love that name, dude.
Love it. All right, look, everybody knows early on it was rusty as shit. So he misses the flat on the second drive. He hesitates on a slant. It's a combination of Jayden just looking out of source, but it's also what the Chargers are doing on defense. Now, we know when Jayden has certain stats versus man versus zone, which does he prefer to be?
He prefers man.
To a certain degree. But I would also say that what it is that you typically say that, but I'd say in this particular game, LA was showing some things, some disguises, as we knew that they were going to show some disguises here and there going throughout the game. But early on in downs, they were going to man and kind of going to zone as they got further on downs. And then also as the game progressed, they started doing a lot more zone. But it actually looked like the man coverage was kind of giving Jayden some problems, at least early on.
They've got good personnel in that Chargers defense,
which is also plays into it. And you look at the personnel matchups without Terry McLaurin here on our side, that's of course going to play into it quite a bit, right? But yeah, everybody, the 3rd and 16, the Jalen Lane play is what changes everything on offense as far as Jayden goes. It was awesome seam throw right between the linebackers. It was that's the guy we know. It's him. This guy, the guy that does that kind of stuff. Yeah, man, as soon as he did that, it kind of reset the entire offense as far as the passing game itself went. I didn't necessarily say it's like Cliff went crazy different as far as the pass game. We'll talk about the run game as far as that goes. But it just seemed Jayden got settled after he got the completion. And it's like, okay, the pocket poise itself returned to us. It wasn't him constantly looking to whatever it is he could do or whatever hero ball he could do. It was, all right, our guy can do what it is that he does, and he does it on point. So the composure came back. I'm just looking at all the other things like the TD to Deebo, the TD to Deebo, the extended play, throw across the body. Man, that throw was awesome. The rollout, Bates misses a block. Then Daniels pump fakes. He steps through the tackle, he picks up 6 on the ground. There's a lot of like I actually looked at the design runs compared to the things that weren't design runs, even looking at just Jayden overall in this game compared to the other games. The design runs, I think, were a grand total of -1 yard. And the scrambles were 5 for 40. Yep. Jayden was in his bag this game. Like, I thought that they would have to get the design runs to kind of get him back in line, but it really did look like just this game, the light switch flipped and he's looking downfield to throw the football. It was just something we haven't seen him do earlier on the season. I know offensive line, things like that, but I would say overall, I mean, I can't necessarily say I look at the offensive line as far as from the pass protection standpoint and say that it was significantly different than I've seen from like game in and game out. Necessarily, It just felt like Jayden was more poised in this particular game. Maybe LA, the time to throw was a little bit different. There's a little more time, but it just felt as though he wasn't rushing.
And that's huge, right? So like the couple weeks off, we were curious as to what that would look like. And KDot, based on what you said, anticipating a slow start, I think would have been totally fine because that's what happened, right? So like, he has the couple weeks off. He has the knee brace, which I know he wants us to not talk about the knee brace. I get it, but it is something you're wearing when you normally don't. And so those first couple drives, a little bit of rust, but you could see the mobility, right? And then after that, you could see that he got into rhythm. He started picking his spots better. Once again, he's 15 of 26 for 231 yards. The touchdown at the very end of Deebo Samuel. That's a pass rating of 100 on the dot and a QBR of 71.8, which is, I think, his best day so far this season. And then you factor in the 8 carries for 39 yards, like KDot said, the design run -1 yard. Otherwise, you got the 40 yards. So that checks out.
Yeah, and I think what we're going to go into next as far as the running game allows us to look at something with Jayden that I think we're all going to be happy with is that it does look, at least if you're going to extrapolate what it is you saw in this game, if he's going to get rushing yards, let him improvise. We have a rushing attack now. So, like, at the end of the day, the design run or the design carries, I think, are going to probably be limited going forward. I do think that it's going to be Jayden, if it breaks down, we trust you to make the move when you need to make the move.
That's what made him so dangerous last season. It wasn't just his poise from the pocket, which was, unbelievable. It was his ability and decision-making when it came to running when something wasn't available to him. So especially against zone, right? Because if it's difficult to break the zone down, then you can take 4 or 5 yards if it's 1st and 10 or it's 2nd and long, just to make that 3rd down manageable, just to make that 2nd down a little bit easier. Don't need to get it all. It looked like a more veteran performance, at least the way I think about that
poised.
game.
Like, that's the thing. The pocket poise returned. He wasn't rushing through things the way he typically does. Early on, you could see he's missing stuff and he doesn't trust his eyes, right? So, like, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the short game that early on that I didn't necessarily see on TV. It looked like we were trying to push the ball down the field with how he was holding on the football, but it was similar to what it is we saw earlier on the season, which is that he sees something he doesn't trust, he doesn't pull the trigger. And that just changed as the game went on.
Yeah. Now, are we done with Jayden, moving on to the running game?
Yep, we can be done with Jayden. So now we're specifically Bill.
And may I remind the audience, 14 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a fumble as well, but easily his best day as a pro. Go ahead, KDot.
39 yards receiving and a 7.9 yard carry average.
Incredible.
Dog. We got a guy.
Don't we? Don't we? We've been talking about it.
We got a guy. I just to extrapolate on more of those stats, he leads the NFL in yards per carry at 6.6, yards over expected at plus 2.2, and a 60% success rate. More than Travion Henderson, more than Jameer Gibbs, more than anybody. It's him. It's him. Now, I want to pump the brakes on what everybody I've seen talk online over the last couple of days, a few moments that I've been able to go online, which is, this does not mean he needs to be the bell cow getting 20, 50, 25, 30 carries a game.
He never did that in college either.
Right. What makes him effective is the changeup. I know that nobody's necessarily looking at Chris Rodriguez or Jeremy Nichols or anybody else in the run game in this particular game. They all play an important role in what we're doing. It is a committee. It is a true committee. Some games, some guys are going to get more carries than others. You're going to ride that hot hand. But what Bill offers is just even when I was trying to give each one of the running backs like their own superlative, I looked at Bill and I was like, all right, yeah, he's clearly the fastest. He's the shiftiest. I'm sorry, I can also add he's got the best vision and he's physical as shit. So like the angle of like he's giving you everything, even though that frame doesn't look like he would be able to, is setting him apart.
Did you see the play where he basically threw Derwin James off of him and just busted it to the outside? I think that might have been the 27-yard run.
So he gets 55 yards on broken tackles, including that 27-yarder where Derwin James hit him high and then he spun out. He cut back across the grain to get back upfield. Like, it's just, dude is the thing that sets him apart more than anybody else that I'm seeing as far as the rookie running back thing is his patience. He reads the blocks like he's a 5-year pro. Like, it's just, he's not like it feels in real game time like he's just running with reckless abandon, but you can see how it is he's being patient in certain moments, just allowing the guys to develop what it is they need to develop to get the blocks right so that he can take advantage as quickly as possible. And if he continues to build on that and just puts a little more muscle mass on himself, man, whoo, we got a dude, man. We legitimately have a dude. Like on the opening drive, the 7-yard counter behind while he pulled, but he's slow on the pull. And Bill doesn't panic. He doesn't do the Brian Robinson, I'm just going to run to the back end. Like, he does he's patient. He waits for Paul and Biotish to pull to do what it is that they do, and he hits the next level. He gets 7 yards. That's something. Like, that's what you need from your running back, is we haven't had necessarily here in Washington in quite some time. A dude that can, like, what we're seeing on offense is we got 2 guys on offense. So when everything else breaks down or goes to shit, their talent can still get you above and beyond where it is you're going. Jayden Daniels and Bill. That's where he's in that category now at this point. He can make shit happen. And with that patience that he's showing, he's allowing them to give him the best opportunity to then use his talents as far as that speed and that closing ability to just dominate. So, like, if they continue to do that, and if we go into what we're going to go in next as far as the offense, if it continues, those early guys that were like, oh, look, the offensive rookie is going to be actually Bill. It ain't going to be Travion Henderson or anything. It's looking like the truth.
A couple additional notes on the running backs as a whole. They are averaging, this excludes Jayden Daniels now. Okay, so across the NFL, our Washington Commander running backs are averaging 6 yards a carry. That is number 1 in the NFL. So that is absolutely incredible relative to where we were last season, right? What a difference this rookie 7th round pick makes for us. Then there's also, and this is a little bit of a preview into the Chicago matchup, they allow the most yards per carry to running backs. And so they got their bye week. You know, they're looking at this, right? And so that's something that they're going to be planning for, something we're going to be planning for. And lastly, the more macro view beyond just this week. This is the type of rushing attack that can support a deep run, that takes pressure off of Jayden Daniels and allows him to take a play off here and there. We talked about that with Deebo Samuel. Sometimes you can hand him the ball.
Yep.
If Bill runs like this, I'm not saying 14 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns every time. He's a Hall of Famer. But, if he's able to average 5 yards a carry, which is great and still way below what he just did, we've got a very serious offense here, which is exciting because it also helps ease the pressure off of Jayden in his sophomore year.
No doubt. It also helps us do what we did in this game that I kept going back to in the immediate aftermath. Complementary football. It's been missing. It's here. And like, that's the big thing. Like, if he can continue doing what he's doing, like, when you saw about the set, I see Bill having on a game like 9 carries or 10 carries for like 45 or 50 with 20 yards receiving and a tutty.
That's
and being
great.
Like, he was incredible for us today.
Yes.
Because if you add
fantastic.
McNichols and Rodriguez with, like, maybe they combine for 12 carries and another 50 yards, like, that to me is good job, guys. Like, that's more than I could ever ask for going into this season. I wanted to see it from Bill. You were a believer from the very beginning, and it's showing out. Because, like, I wrote down vision, tempo, acceleration. All things that on the tape are clear and visual to you. And then the other piece, if you look with a little more nuance that makes him truly special, is his patience.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, you see his college film, and I think even I'm surprised at how cleanly it's transitioned so far. Thought, the speed of the NFL, it is a bit quicker. he's making it look easy right now. Now there's a
I thought he was
long
gonna
way
get-
to
I thought he
go.
was going to get run over. I thought he was going to get bullied at times. Like it's not the case. He is dictating to the defense. Man.
Well, he does have a year of being fresh because he was deemed ineligible. So there's also that element of it, which maybe is in his favor right now. I don't know.
It might be, but I will say that there is an element of that frame getting hit with that much. Like it reminds me of Isaiah Pacheco in a sense. Even they're not the same body style, but that violent running. It ain't conducive to staying healthy in the National Football League, but I love to see it. I love to see like what it is he's doing, and that's why it's important to do this committee thing. He is not your bell cow. Do not treat him as such. If you do that, you will ruin this.
Any other thoughts on the running backs here?
The running backs, not necessarily them themselves, but what I will expand to is Cliff Kingsbury and the run design that I saw in this particular game. We saw a new wrinkle. I think they previewed it like once, I think, before, but the Wildcat. The wrinkles here on the Wildcat on this one was they had Deebo and Jayden kind of simulate motion. And then it was like direct. Cliff, I love when you get in your bag, buddy. I love when you get in your bag. That's my guy. I mean, dude, the amount of times that you'd see same formation, out of this same formation, counter sweep, Wildcat boot. All out of the same formation. Like he's in his bag. The triple option. You saw the option game that was here in this particular one. It was dope. The fake pitch to Bill, then handed to Deebo, and he does his thing. Like that is the shit. But what? Thank God he's back. John Bates,
I saw you.
We missed you. But you know why I love having you back? Because we already know what you can do. But guess what you have now? Guys that can do it too. We've got more than one guy that can do what John Bates does, at least to a certain level. Ben Sinnott, dog, he did what he needed to do. In the Connolly-Bates connection, them two motherfuckers next to they attacked the edge. They dictated to the defense. They weren't waiting. They were punching them in their motherfucking mouth. That's what they were doing. And Bill is the run game. The run game.
I'm so excited to see it moving forward as well. And again, a really nice spot against Chicago by the numbers. And naturally, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's a bit too soon, but by the numbers, exciting.
What I forget what play it was, because on this play you see domination by all three of them on one play. I forget which one it was. I think it might have been the fake pit. It might have been the option, because it was the Connolly and Bates takes the dude with the Samoan last name, and they push he gets demolished in the second level. And then if you're watching on the same thing, Ben Sinnott tees off on the safety. It just takes him out of his shoes. Like it's just Ben's starting to become like a little sadistic in his ways when they get him in motion. They like when he gets ahead of steam, it's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go fuck shit up. Like
beautiful.
I think Ben has found his calling now. Like I want him to get more involved in the passing game, but like I tell you right now, dude, if that's gonna be the case, like that is awesome. And I will say, as far as also a shout out in pass pro, good job overall, guys. You gave Jayden just enough time and just enough confidence to do what he needed to do. So I wanted to shout out. This is the best overall performance that I saw from the offensive line and the offense as a whole going into this season. Like it is. I know that you had the Mariota game, but as far as seeing what this offense can truly be when our number one guy is here, this is a wonderful preview. Now, notice, I'm going to go through a lot of this All-22, if not all of All-22, and I'm not going to mention the Chargers and where their talent level or anything is, okay? You take it with a grain of salt. I'm just going to focus on what it is the Commanders themselves did, and they took care of business.
That's beautiful.
Deebo, 11 targets.
Okay.
I think he was some stat was like 4 or 5 of those he had more than a yard of separation. Anything that was short was automatic. Like I think Jayden's number was like 9 of 12, 9 of 11 for anything below 10 yards. To Deebo, it was automatic. They didn't have anything for him. So like, and this is also where I will mea culpa. Motherfucker's the number one receiver.
Oh, it is. There it is. I told you.
I don't love it. He's the number one receiver.
He's awesome.
But once again, I ain't mentioning the Chargers, but I'm saying like what I saw in this game, your boy's the number one receiver. Like the idea, and I think what needs to make everybody extremely happy about it is that we have the guys that are starting to come into their own. Do I wish that the Ben Sinnott and passing and receiving is a thing that happens? Yes, I just think he's too fast and has too much talent not to get involved. I really do think they should get some sort of screen game or something, just get the ball in his hands, because I think that could be something. But like you're starting to see them do the thing that we were talking about as far as like the phasing outside aspect. Zach Ertz, I didn't mention it as much as I'm mentioning the other guys, right? And he's still doing his thing, right? Like he's still doing his thing. He's still great. But like John Bates is his own guy. Ben Sinnott is now carving out a name for himself on this team. Luke McCaffrey, that bomb, that's all you. That's what I've seen from Luke McCaffrey and what I expected to see happen.
The contested catch rate also from college. You see it now.
It's when I saw Luke McCaffrey, the first thing I thought was the Terry McLaurin of it all is that he's going to catch the impossible ball because of his tracking ability and his sure hands. And like, if you can just get him just enough daylight to go and track and get down, you're either going to get your pass interference calls or you're going to come down with some crazy acrobatic shit. And I think Luke is really starting to carve a name out for himself. If he can just get crisper route running in the intermediate and know and have Jayden kind of know exactly where to sit in the zone and trust his eyes, dude, this offense is right there.
You could make the case that was the biggest offensive play of the game, right? Like, I mean, it was off the roughing the punter, right? Which it would have been 17-7 had that not occurred.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, we get 50 yards and get into field goal range. 10-10, we get the ball. And like that changed the game. It was great
play
to
design
see.
Too.
What'd you say?
It was great play design. The route that Zach took, he took all the safeties with him. It's like they didn't give a shit about Luke
isolating Luke there.
Yeah.
So this is where I get excited about the 2024 draft class. And I can't remember who, maybe it was Mental Fortitude, because ends up commenting a lot on the live stream, that the 2024 class balled out.
Yeah.
And so it's really encouraging hearing you, KDot, speak about Ben Sinnott carving out a role for himself. Luke McCaffrey, now that's back-to-back games where he's made a huge play. So his confidence is rising. With still Terry and Noah to come, but for those two in particular, and for Bill in this year's draft class, and of course Jayden's in last year's draft class. I think of him as a veteran, and I forget that he was part of that draft class. This is exciting times, and shout out Adam Peters there for these picks then.
It's exciting. It's exciting that we're finally starting to get happy about some of these young guys on offense that we've been waiting for, right? And like, once again, it has to be sustained. Ben has now sustained his run blocking enough this season that I'm like, I feel good about Ben Sinnott. Do I feel good about Ben Sinnott in the way that I thought that I was going to feel good about Ben Sinnott? No, but I'm cool with it. Go with it. It's just we need to see the other element, because right now on this offense, outside of Zach Ertz, we don't have another tight end that has proven to be a threat in the receiving game. And I do think I do think Ben could be that. They just got to be smart about it. Because that quick passing game, man, you look at Deebo, and I'm sorry, I did look at my stats. All 8 of his catches had more than a yard of separation. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Once again, I
love it.
As much as I'm going to say I'm not talking about what the Chargers did, as much as I'm talking about us, read between the lines. But Deebo showed up when he needed to. 45% of the target share went to him, and that's the way it should be in some ways, at least in certain these games. I know I wanted Deebo on more of a pitch count. I would not like him with 11 targets in a game. I think if you have Terry McLaurin here and Luke McCaffrey gets more involved, or you get a Ben Sinnott in a game, that you don't have to do that. But you look at those 2 screens that went for 10 yards each. That's what he's there for. To move those chains on those plays. That's why you have Deebo Samuel. And when you got a team like LA that's struggling with the tackling at times, you can take advantage. You can punish these guys, and it is demoralizing.
Yeah. No, it really is. And it was fun to watch on offense as you saw the rhythm develop and the chemistry develop over the course of the game. Any final thoughts there, KDot, before flipping to the defense?
Nope. Good on the offense.
Let's go ahead and move over to that defense, who once again gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, though it has to be said, Mikey Sanders still did jump offside when they had held him to a field goal. They end up scoring a touchdown. And then they end up kicking a field goal on their next possession. But after that, points dried up. So KDot over here, what did you see?
Before I go into anything, I'm going to start with this. Marshon Lattimore, you played your best game as a Commander. I'm proud to have you as part of the team.
Awesome.
Like if you can do what you did in this game, which I think was also a lot of stripping of your ego, or at least take Joe Witt removing it for you, in the sense of the way or the confines of what you need to play in this in this system. Yeah, if you're gonna do if you're gonna do this, we're gonna be okay. And once again, we'll get into why it works so well for him. But look, there have been times during this season or even last season where the front four has been getting pressure, and he's he's the reason that it didn't matter, right? As long as they gave him just enough time, there were some times even in this game he had to recover. Like I'm ready to like yell at the screen, like, you son of a bitch, why are you all? I'm like, oh shit, he made that up. All right, can't complain about that. He motherfucking gathered. He got there. he got there. Like you got to give him credit for it. Like you have to give him credit for where credit's due. And even the fumble recovery stuff like that. Like you're just gonna. This is not one of these games where I can look at Marshon Lattimore, regardless of what happened to defense, and just criticize him. I can't do it this game. This is the purest game I've seen from him. Does that mean he's a Hall of Famer? Look, no. But it is absolutely something that if you can play like this, we got no problems. No problems. We're good.
That is awesome to hear, and a sigh of relief for a lot of people, especially people who listen to the show, because they know that KDot, you weren't enamored by the name when we traded for him. You've seen the All-22 consistently. You've seen, like, he doesn't look like the same guy that we see in New Orleans. So it's very encouraging to hear that he had a nice performance here. He also had the fumble recovery in the game.
41 snaps, 1 catch, 6 yards. 2.4% target rate. He looked special in zone.
Love it.
He looked good in zone.
Awesome.
All right, so backing out. With Marshon Lattimore catching as much shit as he has for me since he's been here, I had to make sure I'm going to.
Glad you started with that.
This is my mea culpa day. Okay, I'm sorry about the Deebo takes. I'm sorry about this, and I'm sorry I ever doubted Jayden Daniels at the beginning of the season about the LSU shit. Okay, shoot me if you need to. Course of the game, Quan Martin fumble. We all know if it's not for that and the momentum shift, this game probably looks a lot different. Okay. True. Momentum matters. They took advantage of what it is they need to take advantage of. But let's look at more in the nitty gritty. Joe Witt, get all them haters off your goddamn back. The man did what he needed to do. Early man calls, burning the hell out of this team. Herbert, 10 of 12. Right?
Yeah.
So what does he do? He does what it is that I know I've been asking for. I know Coach has been asking for. He starts mixing some stuff in, and then we start going much more. He disguised a lot of things on the defense, so I'll give him credit for it. And I'll give credit for the defensive, like doing a good job as far as the communication, at least better than they have. But look, you still see some mistakes here and there. Joe Witt he introduced some more complex defense this time than he has in other ways. It wasn't just like, all right, we're switching his zone. No, he was like, all right, look, they're beating us in man. I got to do something with zone, but I need to look like man. Or I need to look like this, or I need to make sure that we're simulating the pressure here. Like I need to do stuff. There were more complexities with the defense itself, and it does look like these guys stepped up. Frankie Louvu in this game. Interesting use of Louvu in this game, because what Louvu was able to do in this game was basically be the biggest distraction he could ever be, which allowed another guy to get some eating done. Jordan Magee. Welcome. We heard a lot about you. And now it's seen. Oh, guy's fast. And he's violent, and he likes to get downhill. And if he is your unblocked rusher, I think everybody's seen the clip. I know I saw it on Twitter like 3 times, where he, on the goal line, he meets him like right there in the goal, and right there and again. And you see which, like, it's on the running back's like, oh, I'm going here. Jordan Magee's like, yo, what up, bitch? I'm here. I'll beat you here. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm here. I got speed too, mom. Like that's. Angles, work. Positioning sometimes, work. Technique, yeah, you got some improvements to make. But raw speed in violence. I know that we've talked about them not having like 3 linebackers on the field at a time. Like that's not something that like, a lot of teams do nowadays anyway. Magee and Wagner together is a problem. It's a problem that needs to be taken advantage of. Bobby and what he's able to do, and Jordan, his speed and what he's bringing to the table, that combination of those guys together on the field is something that needs to continue to be explored as the season goes on.
Can I ask you? So because that's intriguing to me, because one of the things that we've discussed ad nauseum, in fact, KDot, is Bobby Wagner in coverage, right?
Yeah.
Where sometimes he is responsible for the tight end or the running back. With Jordan Magee on the field, did that change? Was it Jordan that was doing it instead? Or when you say that being a problem together, what do you mean by that?
I'm mostly talking about the rushing attack and a lot of things that were happening in line of scrimmage as far as some of the pass rush stuff more than anything. There wasn't, I mean, I guess I should have probably started with this because, I mean, everything kind of goes back to this in the sense of the way anything worked, which is the front 4 did their job again. So what I'm doing is I'm expanding it to the front 7 did their job, right? But the front 4 really did what it is they need to do. 13 pressures, 9 under 2.5 seconds, average 2.25 seconds to pressure, fastest rated season, and 7 defenders with quick hits. Like it is, they came to play. Then we know once again, not speaking about the Chargers, but we know that offensive line really weren't good. They did what they needed to do, and they did it dominantly in certain parts of this game. Herbert, early on in the game, Herbert looked like, all right, he's gonna find his mojo. He's gonna, and then it just unraveled, and he couldn't get it back. And it was the defense was just like, yeah, we're gonna tee off on you, we're gonna hit you, we're gonna be physical with you. You don't know what's coming or where it's coming. We got speed everywhere. You think you need to do this to do that? The only time that we had any issues as far as Herbert was him leaking as far as the runs. And if you overall look, the 40-something yarder, yeah, that was tough. But beyond that, the only other one he had that was any worth a damn was what, a 14-yarder on a keeper. And beyond that, like they kept him mostly contained. It didn't do much as far as the impact that it had again.
Justin Herbert 4 carries for 60 yards, right? So you had the 41-yarder very early on. That leaves 3 carries for 19 yards. That's a good day after that.
Exactly. So there's it's legit good. But yeah, what they're doing as far as like Magee and the blitzing was special in this particular game too. Like there were certain things they were doing as far as like Armstrong is going to be the distractor and let Magee and his speed kind of come alive or whatever. It's just what they're doing now is getting really more intriguing with what it is they're doing with the linebackers and how it is they're doing. We know what we're seeing. Majority of the time you see Frankie Louvu when he's actually standing out is when he's playing right near the line of scrimmage. That's when he's really been standing out, I think, at anything this year. So there is just a lot of like they're moving some of these guys around and they're using this like Swiss Army knives, and it's becoming a thing. So we already know. I mean, I've talked ad nauseum about Dorrance Armstrong. There's not a place they haven't had him lined up at some point in all these games.
2 more sacks. He's been great.
First multi-sack game since 2023 week 1. 3 pressures, 0.75 second get off, 2.13 seconds to pressure. The boy is here. I love Dorrance Armstrong, man. I really, really do. Kinlaw and Payne. They like you just saw the interior of I keep wanting to say San Diego of LA's line just kind of just implode, and it's because of those 2 guys. Like they were just there. It's like before snap, they're like, "Hey, you want to stunt? You want to switch? What do you want to do?" And you see the offensive line like, "What are y'all doing? I don't know. What y'all had a fucking day up. Shut up. Just wait for it. Hey, what do you want to do?" Like, just unravel and unleash this shit. So, good job from Joe Witt and good job using these guys. If they're going to cook this way with some of the stunts that they're using, like there was one that Kinlaw blew up for the negative 2-yard run. Like it was a great play by Kinlaw on that one. Dude, Johnny Newton, the tip for the interception. That's on you, buddy. Good job. We want to hear your name at times, right? Like he's not necessarily done anything to make stand out. But yeah, tip INT and the sack. It was Johnny Newton's best game that I've seen in a while. And dude, the motor on Newton. It's just like I wish there was like you can see there's something with Newton and with Magee. It's like you're getting these glimpses of something that like. Yo, is that special? Am I looking at special? I'm not sure if I'm looking at special, but it's like it might be.
And if you'll remember, this is where we go back to those raw athletic scores that we keep getting first place in the drafts. That is where the special maybe comes from, right? Those elite traits that Adam Peters and this organization is targeted. And based on this, I'm getting ahead of myself in the conclusion of this. It is so cool to hear how well these draft picks have done in this game in particular. Please continue.
No doubt. I mean, like, and I thought about Jordan Magee, like the goal line tackle for the loss. He had this one in pass coverage. He chased down a flat. Like the dude, he's like, you were talking about the pass coverage thing. Like that's his, the horizontal aspect of what Magee can do is close better than Bobby. The only thing with Magee that he has to work on is angles. Because I'm telling you right now, you remember like what was it? Who was the running? Who was it that ran down that just ran by Bobby?
What in this?
Like, no, it was like, was it Genty? Was it Genty a couple games ago?
It would have been, yeah, a couple
Genty.
games ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Genty. Or no, it was Bijan. Bijan beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
that was it.
Bijan's going to do that to a lot of people, but yes.
But I'm telling you, like, if Jordan has all the speed necessary to do it, and he has the physicality to do that too. But I'm saying that, like, there's a lot of times if he doesn't work on angles and leverage, there is going to be situations where he's just going to be looking at that running back, making him look like an idiot. They're going to make him look really, really stupid if he doesn't work on some of those angles.
Okay. Well, we'll call those growing pains, but that's hopefully minimized.
Yeah, no doubt. So, like, at the end of the day, when it comes in the secondary, they get the shout out. Like Marshon Lattimore, like the reason I say that we have to talk about the front seven is that if the front 4 or 7 is not generating pressure on Justin Herbert, what does your day look like? I don't know. I would say that overall, the defensive backs did just enough to not let things break down, and Herbert didn't have enough time. So it wasn't what it really looked like over the course of the season. We're talking about much more along lines of what we saw when the front 4 played at their best. And also from a turnover standpoint, good job, guys, as far as trying to be ball hawks and trying to make sure that we can generate some stuff, because that was getting a little insane as far as like us not getting those. Trey Amos. I mean, I'm always going to be shouting that man out. He's great. It's when the pressure got there, Herbert's completion percentage is high, but they were empty yards. It didn't matter.
Beautiful. That sounds great.
Yeah. So like if I overall complimentary football, it's back. The long offensive drivers, turnover defense, when they're synced, they're perfect. They're perfect. That's how you win games. You will win a lot of games if you could do those things. You could do them properly. Shout out to the coaches in this one. Cliff Kingsbury, who sometimes catches a flack about how often they're not or are running the football or whatever. You were right. I know I had your back, Cliff. I told him you just got behind the sticks. It's the only reason they didn't see it. The rushing attack is something. He's got it schemed up nicely, and he's got players that are going to get it done. And Joe Witt doing what it is his defense needed to do to get the win. That's the thing. I don't see a guy with any ego. I see a guy that wants to get the best out of his defense. Y'all need to leave him the hell alone and let him do what he needs to do and get some more draft classes under his belt to get more talent in the building, goddammit. Shout out to the guys who are showing at certain points in the game when other things break down or the team isn't doing what it is they need to do soundly, can still make shit happen. Jayden Daniels, Bill Croskey-Merritt, Dorrance Armstrong. And in this case, in this game, to show the resilience that he had, and when he even himself screwed up to make it back, Marshon Lattimore, you got on the list, bud. You made it on the list. That is dope. It is awesome. It's Lattimore showed discipline that I haven't seen from him. Like he didn't get frustrated like you usually see when he's just out of the game, right? He was locked in. So I just wanted to shout him out one more time. And I just think the only thing that we have to look at going forward is the road starts. The starts of the game on the road have been rough.
Right.
We've got to figure that out. I don't know if it's a Jayden thing. It is a Jayden thing as part of it. It's Cliff knowing, hey, we got to do what we need to do to get ahead of the sticks as early as possible in these games. This is not trickery time. It's what is your bread and butter plays to get something positive early on. Because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for some of the swings that happened early on in this game, Lord knows how it turns out.
And just speaking to the road, right? So we have Chicago next, and then right after that, I'm doing this off of memory, kid, at Dallas and at Kansas City. And right now, Dallas looked good, all things considered. At Kansas City, wounded right now. That may end up being a must win for them. Who knows? So just some stuff to look out for over there. KDot, we haven't done this before, this part, as we wrap up the All-22, but as I'm listening to you speak, I don't know why we haven't. So we always do the district divider player of the game, right? And we always will be able to tell while we're watching, we're like, man, this guy played well. This guy played well. Your All-22 reviews sometimes reveal that certain other players did really well, that maybe went unheralded or under the radar.
Yeah.
If you could give an All-22 game ball, by the way, we're doing this movie.
Oh, I like this.
Unilateral decision on my part. I'm glad you're on board. So now it's our decision.
No,
All-22 game
I love that idea.
Giving that to.
I think just it might not speak to the biggest spirit of this particular award, but I feel like it would. I feel like the honorary membership, just because of what it is he did in this game, would probably Marshon Lattimore. I don't think he's getting the praises he probably deserves from this game. And I think this is one of those things where, like, if you can get something positive and feed off of it, because I do think a lot of the Lattimore stuff has been mental. I do think a lot of stuff has been mental. Because, I mean, I've seen the guy play. I know he was hurt at one point. Cool. You're not hurt now. What's going on? Are you just old? No, you're screwing stuff up that you don't need to screw up.
Yeah, not yet.
So, like, that's my thing is, like, I didn't see that this game. I saw in multiple times where you'd have a situation where he'd get frustrated, and that would be the end of the day for Marshon Lattimore. He didn't do that. Now, once again, does he have the day that he has if the front four isn't doing their job, the front seven isn't doing their job? No. Does he have this day if it's not the LA Chargers with a severely injured offensive line? Probably not. But I'm giving credit where credit's due. And if it's a mental thing, take these reps, take the positivity you have from this, and just expand on it. If you do that alone, we've got something.
You know what else I'm thinking, KDot? I'm really, really glad I said I'm going to wait till week 6 before saying anything about it. I'm glad he had a good one, man.
Yeah, no joke.
You've been waiting.
I was ready to pounce on you about that. This is you can't imagine I mean, I'm pretty much like, I haven't slept, so I don't know. I'm hysterical. But I cannot describe to you the amount of joy I had on my iPad when I was like, yo, Marshon's doing good things? What?
Yeah.
And he did it like, oh my God, he looked good on that series. First time I ever said that. Like, that was cool. Look, hold on. One game. Of course. I heaped praise. Hold on. Here's the thing. Just know, accountability after what I just did this episode comes tenfold going forward, motherfucker. So
understood.
Better come P's and Q's.
No. You've set the template. You've set the template. I'd like to think I do a good job of admitting when I'm wrong, but I will work hard to make it even more obvious when I am. And so hopefully not about this one.
Burden got like 300 yards and 2 tutties on my guy. I am coming for
By the way, and it is week 6. So it would be fair. Final thoughts here before we move over.
He Stevenson's it like there's a reverse Hail Mary. Marshawn's jawing with somebody in the crowd. He's jawing with Big Cat
at home. It's us. He's jawing with this is the All-22 review featuring our very own kid.
It's the All-22 review on District Divided. Bitches!
All right. Thank you, as always, KDot, for absolutely crushing it with that All-22 review. Now going to Around the NFL talk and the side piece report. Here we go. I mean, listen, go ahead and throw these on for just half a moment here. Because
piece of shit.
Because the New England Patriots went to Buffalo, the 4-0 Buffalo Bills, and Drake May, no touchdowns, no picks. But some of those plays look pretty good to me. Huge win for them. And it's just one win. So now the glasses come right back off. But it was a nice moment for my New England Patriots over there. The Atlanta Falcons on by the Vikings. Big win against the Cleveland Browns when it looked like they were maybe not going to. Clutch performance there at the end. And the Las Vegas Raiders had a bit of a tough one on the road to the upstart Indianapolis Colts. Maybe not that upstart, but 40-6 over there. So, KDot, what were your thoughts?
Number one, I had more faith in your Patriots than you did.
As it turns out, which was a Dirty move. By
What
the way.
what have I
We
been
never
saying
talked
about
about that.
what have I been saying about New England the entire time when you were over there like struggling? I'm like, Chris Gonzalez isn't playing yet.
Gonzalez, you have been saying that.
And how many key plays did he have in this game?
A lot.
So
He's
I'm just
good. He's so good. Imagine if we drafted him. We wouldn't have Jayden. That's the answer. So you should be thankful.
Be in LA being an all-pro for Sean McVay now.
Right.
Like, that's what would happen. All right, man. Yeah. Vikings, keep that seat warm for JJ to come back. Good job, Carson. Geno Smith is the worst starting quarterback in that. It's over. The renaissance that we saw that made everybody like, whoa, holy crap. Like, there's always time. It's over. It's over. It's done. It's done.
9
like,
picks.
He's worse than the quarterbacks they had last year. And I thought that was an impossibility. I really did think it was. I did not think what I saw from the quarterback room in Vegas last year could be worse.
You're not talking about Gardner Minshew, are you?
Worse with Geno. Yeah, the whole crew. Like, all ambassadors that went in that room.
Guy, you want number one in the building over here in the offseason?
Look, man, when it comes to Raiders, I don't know. I give credit where credit's due. Sometimes, like, I got a really weird relationship with that organization. Okay. I kind of hate them, but I want to root for them. I like when they're good because I know that the heartache's even bigger for those fans and a bunch of idiots. And then the Tom Brady of it all. I dislike that Tom's an announcer, but he also is like the owner of the team. I know it doesn't really have any impact, but I just don't like the idea of it. And I am a Tom Brady guy for the most part. Yeah, Geno's just terrible right now. Like, that's the thing. They got talent in some ways on this team. It's just the quarterback, like, he can't play quarterback right now.
No, and I mean, he has to, right? Because the Raiders' offensive line, while it's not, run blocking well for Ashton Jeanty.
$35 million?
Then what? Yeah. It's a lot of money. And the moves they've made are be competitive now moves. I don't know about win now, but like be competitive now moves. Make a run.
We all know what's coming.
Go ahead.
Anthony Richardson. We know what's coming. Like, I know damn well.
I could see that. You're totally right.
I mean, if Al Davis was alive, he'd already be on the team. But like, there is an aspect of like, they're gonna have to do something because he's unplayable. It's not the picks are one thing. Have you seen him just try to complete passes?
Yeah, no, it's been a struggle. His best game was against us.
Yeah, man, and that's what hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett's the backup.
Look, the Raiders aren't particular. I felt good about the Raiders this year, but I also I had my feelings on the AFC West. Right now, I still look like a goddamn genius as far as the Kansas City Chiefs go. But
yes, you do. Yes, you do. Hand up. Yes, you do.
But I don't think anyone would have expected Geno Smith to unravel it this.
Well, I did have the Raiders at 3 wins. You will recall.
What did you just think Geno was going to suck?
I didn't.
Did Geno factor in for that 3-win for you?
A lot of it was the AFC West, just to be clear, where I was like, I think they're going over in the division. Maybe they get 1. Wasn't a big fan of their schedule. And I personally am not high on Geno Smith. I know right now it's even worse than I thought. I'm not like, told you. Like, I'm not even doing that. 6 touchdowns, 9 picks is crazy. Like, even if a rookie did that, you'd be like, oh, probably a bit behind schedule. For Geno Smith to do that is next level bad. I didn't like the defense. I still really don't like the defense. And I think, unless you have a truly, in my eyes, good quarterback, and I think Geno's fine. I didn't like the offensive line. And I was maybe thinking Genty's a bit overrated, although I actually think he's better than I thought. It didn't seem like a recipe for being very successful. 3 wins is low. I'll admit that. They'll win more games than 3, but tough start.
I don't know. And I could, like I said, I could have never factored in at all that I get that. Like, Geno wasn't great for Seattle last year, but he's still 24 touchdowns, like 15.
Yeah, nice numbers in Seattle. No,
it's good numbers. So, like, it's, and the thing is, like, it was what I don't know if you heard, like, what DK Metcalf talked about when it came to Russell Wilson, and the reason Russell Wilson was no longer effective is that they realized he only had 1 ball to throw, which is the deep threat, and once you eliminate that part of it, he can't do anything. So, like, it's what you saw in San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco. What you see in New York, which is why they're going to Jackson Dart. As a matter of fact, Russell Wilson, black and silver, seems like the worst thing ever, and it might be a possibility. They just need something. They need something to sparkle on that. That's the problem. Like, we knew their defense, like Max Crosby's special. He's going to get his at times, and he's a game wrecker at times. But if he's the only guy you have to tee off on, you can start doing some things on offense. But my thing with the offense was I thought the offense was going to be potent. I really did. I think the tight ends and Gentry, I thought were going to be a problem in this league. And right now, I do think those two
they're a problem.
Are there.
Well, they're a problem.
Just there's no ball, there's no delivery. It's just, hey guys, let's tee off and make sure Gentry can't get started and let Geno beat us.
Right. Now I want to say that the Vikings are now on bye this coming week. Vegas, golden opportunity here, hosting the Tennessee Titans, who won. So I'm in this. Thankfully, it's a 2-strike Survivor League, which initially I hated, and now I absolutely love. I picked the Cardinals, and they lost in damn near historic fashion. Not even damn near. They lost in historic fashion. You cannot make that up. If someone told you that's how they were going to lose that game, you'd just be like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. They're going to fumble at the 1. I think he was in. He's going to fumble at the 1, and then they're going to pick a ball off. He's just going to let it go. A teammate's going to kick it into the end zone, and Tennessee's going to recover. Like, it just, and Kyler damn near got concussed by a snap. And now they're saying we'll see on him.
He did get concussed by a snap. I don't care what they said. I know what I saw.
His head just went all over. I mean, like, what on earth? Anyway, so Tennessee Titans, you guys should win that game. And then the Patriots get the Saints. They just had an emotional win. Is that a letdown spot against an NFC team? I hope not. Let's keep it going, huh? And then I guess they're KDot's Patriots too. It's really weird. We still need to talk about that. And then Buffalo, Atlanta, which is a nice spot for Atlanta off a bye. Buffalo needs it, but who knows? Maybe Michael Penix is coming out party in prime time.
Look, all I'm saying is that the side piece teams right now, one of them I'm forced to take because of takes I had last year.
Correct.
There's no choice. And the other one was crazy. So so that's where I'm at. If we're talking about like what I really believed in was like win-loss record, no. But I did believe in my order as far as the divisions, and I still very much, I even put more money on it this week. I am a firm believer that the Super Bowl will be Buffalo Tampa Bay. And I do think if you do not have Baker Mayfield as your MVP number 1 right now, you're not watching football.
Yeah, and he's got Mike Evans out. Tristan Wirfs just came back. That Tampa team, by the way they're doing things is awfully similar to a team over here last season who it's like the last play of the game and they just get it done. It's very early for it to be happening, but that's also similar to the Carolina Panthers of old with Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith, Steven Davis, Musha Muhammad, that crew. There's some vibes. There's some very, very serious vibes. So I'll give you all that. Absolutely.
Tampa, they have enough players with Super Bowl pedigree. Baker has arrived truly. He's matured and now he's here. You see him talk to the fans in the state.
Yeah,
God, loved it.
That was dope. And also, if you're a fan, what are you doing? The man lives off that stuff. It's fuel for him.
I wouldn't lost the game.
I love
for you guys. It's great.
I absolutely love it.
And they're still not healthy. They're not fully healthy yet.
I know.
I keep waiting for that. I thought they were going to lose all these games, man. Like, I thought they was going to.
I know when Tristan Wirfs was out, I was like, okay, they're in trouble. They're going to be like 2-2, 1-3, even 4-1.
I cannot stress to you how much I do like that Tampa Bay team. I really do think.
Well, they play San Francisco. Maybe you can fill out an official form to try and sacrifice both your side piece teams and just take Tampa.
I might. Who do we No, I got enough money on it. I'll feel good anyway. Who did we beat in the playoffs start last year?
Well, that'd be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm telling you, I saw everything I need to see with the way they walked off that field. To me, it seemed as though our Grin Reaper activated something. Like, it just, I was the entire time looking at them, like, they're coming back. I don't think they like this one. It didn't feel like Detroit. It didn't feel like Tampa Bay. Seeing Baker and those guys, it felt to me it was personal for them. It was like, you think you can do that to us? Okay, motherfucker. And now Todd Bowles and all the guys, they want blood, guys. They want blood.
They look good. On the flip side, my Super Bowl was on life support with the Baltimore. I mean,
It's over, bro. It's over.
It's
over.
I
they
think
they just traded what is it, FAO whatever name?
Did they do that today?
Yeah, they just traded him. It's over.
They're already on a fire sale.
And Joe Flacco is going to Cincinnati.
I know. I was like, trade him, get him back, get him back. Just hold on for 2 weeks. Oh no!
I do think I think it's over.
I don't know what fixes it. The defense is so bad and so banged up.
Every year there's a team from hell. There's the team that nobody expects, and they have the team.
I thought it was going to be Cincinnati the moment Joe Burrow was out, so it was like perfect.
No, that's not the team from hell. Cincinnati's just that's the way they're built.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, it's just the way
they were chosen.
Look, I don't care what anybody says. The idea that Lamar Jackson is out, they can't still win games with Kyle Hamilton on defense and the other guys they have on defense, and Derrick
can't
Henry
still win
running
games.
Football.
They've lost by 34 at home to Houston.
Once again, it is broken. This is not a Ravens team I have ever noticed. I don't understand how we could look at certain points this season and like they looked like the most talented team in the National Football League, and now they can't amount to shit. And it's every year they're due to injuries, bad luck, something. There's a team from hell. Last year was San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Was it the year before that, or it was either the year before that or the year before that was LA when they had like the 3 or 4 win season. Yeah. And then like it happens. It just happens. And I'll tell you right now, if I'm a betting man, I'm looking at if there's any market that's available to take the Baltimore Ravens as the AFC North champion next year, put your money on it.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair. Back with a vengeance. Just you know me, I hate being this
with another head coach.
This is terrible. What is this Sunday? The 12th? Oh my god! See who they play?
Doesn't matter to me. Who?
The Rams.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. They're gonna be 1-5. They got a bye week. Then they got. Hold on. Okay, 1-5. Let's say real quick. Then they got Chicago at home after a bye week. Lamar will be back for that. Then you got the Dolphins. They suck. Okay. Then you got the Vikings. We'll see. You'll have a good sense of that game. Then they got Cleveland, no longer with Joe Flacco. Then they got the Jets. Then they got the Bengals. Tell you what, they could rip up. I'm back in. DMV Super Bowl is back on. They just need to not lose by 50 this week so that they don't destroy everything. And here we go. They could rip off 6 in a row. They're currently the favorites to win the AFC North, which is crazy.
They should be still.
You think so?
Who over them?
Pittsburgh.
No.
Well, then in that case, what are we talking about? Oh, totally fine. Not life support.
No, but you got to understand. So my girlfriend's a Ravens fan.
Right.
And when she was complaining about the losses, and she's got to realize that I don't care. Like, I can't listen to a Ravens fan.
Oh, you're not using our pod to speak to her. Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead.
No, she does. She's never going to watch this. I can say a lot of crazy shit right now about the way I feel about her and the Ravens. But, like, I'm just saying is, like, there's a certain angle of, like, this is just not – they're not used to this. They don't understand this. They don't understand what this is like. This is so un-Ravens-like. And the other angle would be is, like, at this point, I know that I've talked to a lot of people up in Baltimore, but I would tell you that I do think it's time for Harbaugh to go.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. So, yeah. All right.
McDonald we'll see about really that. Important.
But this game that the Commanders just had, huge. Because if you're 2-3 going into this Monday night game, right? The pressure on this game versus now, I mean, you still want it. Obviously, you're at home. But if you drop it, no longer the end of the world. Whereas a 2-4 start with Kansas City and Dallas right there. Oh, my Lord. So, anyway, any final thoughts here, K-Dot, before we move to the comment mailbag?
Nah, man. NFL has been fun this year.
It's been shockingly, it's been strange. It's been the strangest it's been in recent memory to start a season.
To start a season, I'm like, oh, my God, look at the level of quarterbacks. And then this last weekend, the horrific quarterback play. Like some of the worst guys ever to play the position. We're all together and playing on Sunday. It was weird. It's been a weird year.
And with that, we go to the comment mailbag featuring an intro from our very own Nikki.
Comment mailbag time, motherfuckers. District divided, ain't got time for no suckers. Spread the word, get in line. OGs and new G's, it's your time. And spread the gospel, cause this shit is divine.
All right. Thank you as always for that intro, Nikki, beginning with Tony.
Tony.
Shout out Tony OG. A-Train doing the pod live in Clarendon on the Polar Bear Express. Toot toot and a couple snow emojis. 2 thumbs up on that one. So people seem to be agreeing. Yeah, no, appreciate you putting up with that, Tony. Getting caught in traffic was obviously difficult, but we do what we can because we love this team and we love you guys and thought you'd get a kick out of it. So glad you appreciated it. I was not in Clarendon. I was not in Polar Bear Express either. So I'll go ahead and say no to those things. But what an episode. Appreciate you joining us for it. KDot, your reaction.
No comment. Y'all saw what y'all saw.
Go to Earl Bruce. Shout out. Shades Monday on Sunday rocks. Bears, Dallas, and the Chiefs can all be beaten. Keep it up, and you're 6-2. KDot, 6-2 on the board. 3-0 here. Bears, Cowboys on the road. Chiefs on the road.
As I'm high on this team right now because of what it is they just accomplished. That being said, I also have the entire time I'm watching that All-22 saw what the Chargers were doing. Those 3 games are winnable. They're also very much losable, depending on what team shows up.
Yeah. Nope. That's fair. That's fair. We do need to see some consistency. Looking at those 3 specifically, Earl, I would say I'm leaning 2-1 right now. That's a tough 3. That's a tough 3. 2-1 would be great, by the way. 1-2 is probably the most likely, especially with the road games and us needing to prove that we can be good on the road. Also, a little thing. I don't think Jayden's played a good game against the Dallas Cowboys just yet. I know he had the really nice play at the end to Terry McLaurin, which was the lightning strikes twice in Washington call, which was super cool. Short of that, it wasn't pretty. And then when he played week 18, it wasn't pretty. Marcus Mariota came in and won us that game. So there's still, if there's a mental hurdle there, that's something to just keep your eye on. I
think the element that needs to be addressed with that is the same thing we kind of saw in a game this season. There's a Micah Parsons element.
Yes. Yep. That's actually, yep. All 3 games he played, even in week 18 he played. So once again, glad he's out of the division.
Green Bay.
But now it's Green Bay. Right. And that they look like they're going to be there and we hope to be there as well. So we're going to have to deal with that.
Micah has it in for Jayden, and I don't think Jayden has not figured out Parsons yet.
Jamal Bibishar on we with not 1 but 2 comments here. Jamal begins. What I like about Bill the most is his big smile. He has to be the steal of the draft. Hard to say somebody else is the steal of the draft right now, KDot. I mean, 7th round rookie running back, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wait, what are you thinking about?
I'm saying it's not close.
Oh, yeah. I was like, that look. I was like, is there somebody else you're thinking about right now? I mean, this guy's been unbelievable.
Although, no. Look, I know what Jacksonville had to give up to go get Trav, this Hunter. I love it's been up and down, and I still don't know if they know what split these having, but I loved what I saw against the Chiefs last night.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome to watch. That catch was spectacular. The 3rd down stop on Travis Kelce was awesome.
Down Kelce, the man on this game. I'm just like, all right, dude, let's play some ball.
Looked like he pulled his hamstring and then was back on the field on offense a play later after guarding Xavier Worthy. The guy is, and here's the thing. Initially, I was pushing back. I was like, pick 2 overall. Can he be the steal of the draft? Well, if he plays both positions at an elite level, yeah, kind of. You got 2 players there.
I just remembered. I was 1 Travis Etienne touchdown away from cashing a $9,000 parlay.
$9K?
$9K.
I'm very sorry you didn't.
Last night, look, I'm not complaining because I won some big stuff over the last 2 days, but that one hurt. Travis Etienne would have cleared a lot of things for me, including not that and all of that. But I think overall, they're probably looking at just north of $11,000 would have been if I had a Travis Etienne touchdown.
Wow. Here's Jamal with the other one. Shit, man. We should use the all-white uniforms more often. We win more often than not. If I'm not mistaken, we ended the win streak of the Steelers and Eagles in white unis a few years ago. The combination of the white top and burgundy is the least intimidating. Kiddo, what do you think about the jerseys?
I hate them. I get we're winning in them and all that. This is me being problematic Redskins fan. It's just number one, I don't like the white jerseys, and the white on white is not. I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of it. I will never be a fan of the way it looks. Will I be a fan of wins? Yes, but I'm not. You're not going to tell me they look good doing it.
I can't wait until those Super Bowl throwbacks. Those are going to look incredible.
And then I want to hear everybody like that's going to be a like once they do that. I don't know how they go back.
Everyone's going to talk about it.
I don't know how they go back together.
They're leaning into it a little bit. And then the final one from Vindo. Oh, gee. Jalen Johnson is out at least until week 8. We should be able to continue the streak of at least 27 points. Defensively, though, we will be tested by an emerging star in Roma Dunze and DJ Moore, who has been quiet this year. I'm impressed by the defensive communication this game. And how about Magee? Excited to see what he does going forward. KDot, you'd spoken about Jordan Magee, of course, getting ahead to that Chicago Bears game. Jalen Johnson out until at least week 8. They don't run the ball, they don't stop the run well. Intriguing matchup. Floor is yours. Your reaction to the comment there.
Jordan Magee is going to be interesting. I just know, if I'm Joe Witt, I don't know why I would be giving Joe Witt any advice, but I'm saying if I were Joe Witt, I'm choosing him sparingly to start. I'm not throwing him all the way because I do think there's some things in this play that are kind of sloppy and will lead to some big plays happening that could be a confidence killer. I think if they do what they're doing right now with some of the packages that they're putting in them on and like knowing what's coming as far as the play and like having him be able to tee off and like kind of actually to a certain degree design things for him to eat specifically. I think that showcase piece of it could be something that could be a really, really interesting runway to whatever happened with Jordan Magee. I think that's the way to go about it. Look, I know last year I was shitting all over you guys anytime you guys were talking about the rivalry that exists between Caleb Williams and like Jairus. I don't think there is a team in football in the last decade that wants to get back more than the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
We ruined their season in one game.
They were 4-2. They finished 5-12. Yeah.
We blew their team up. And we're going into this game just kind of like, whatever. But I'm telling you right now, when I talk about the slow starts and how much that doesn't need to be the case, if you want to see a team play, now that may be sloppy. If that's the case, maybe they play with too much juice. But I'm telling you right now, they are coming to hit and they are going to come correct the fucking play. I promise you that much.
Oh, it's going to be a very emotionally charged game, especially from the Chicago side of things like you're talking about, because it's not just Caleb coming back to the place where that Hail Mary occurred, the area he's from, right? And the guy taken right after him doing it, Ben Johnson. There's that storyline as well. He didn't want to work with basketball guys. Then we knock his team out of the playoffs. Now he's working with Caleb. So like in terms of storyline, the national media is going to be all over this one. I mean, they are going to be covering this. You're going to see the Hail Mary about 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Which is awesome.
But see, that's the thing is like, when you look at this game, they have the reason to be motivated and angry. We just want to win a game. There's a difference here.
They're coming off a bye. 2 weeks of anticipation for this one.
And I think also Ben Johnson knows with the way this team probably feels about our team, if he gets this win, what it could do for this locker room going forward. Like I do, I cannot stress to you enough how much I think this is one of these games that they are circling in this entire season, and they are looking at this one. That was an embarrassment, and they never recovered from it. They fired everybody to try to get right again. This is a huge win. And if they lose this game, how dejected will they feel?
Huge game. And you guys are going to find out on Monday night, and we're going to have our game preview Friday, 2 p.m. as we always do. This was the show. This was District Divided, a DC sports podcast, more specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode where KDot absolutely crushed the All-22 review as he always does. Gave out his first ever All-22 game ball to Marshon Lattimore. Congrats to him. We're going to keep doing that. I don't know why we haven't done that sooner. And then we talked about the NFL as a whole, shouting out his Buccaneers, but his side piece team's terrible right now. Whereas my side piece team's a little bit better, not a whole lot better, but nice win for the
Carolina Panthers.
Okay, that was in the past. Oh, what a win for them, huh? What a win for them. Bryce Young, how about it? I still believe, babe.
Yeah, he's the ultimate. I can't quit you. Like he's just a jackass.
If you
Same with Colin Murray.
enjoyed this episode, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and KDot.
Sleep, man. I always hate it, but like it is very hard to not sleep for a day and a half and then drive from the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area to Savannah, Georgia. It's a bear. But I will say this. There's nothing quite like listening to American V8 power. Hey, you're right. Share this shit, guys. Share it. And then just America V8. It's
In DC, we're just hoping that you listen.